Hello all and welcome to Astro Wheel of Fortune. My name is Vlada and I read tarot, and today I'm doing a reading on the Sun card as part of my Major Arcana series, which is called Tarot by Tarot. There's a playlist on my channel if you want to check it out to see all the videos that I've done up to this point on the Major Arcana cards all the way to the Sun card. So we're going to be asking the Sun card today what it wants us to know about itself, what it wants us to connect to, and actually I had my book in my bag. The book that we're going to be using, I had to get up and get the book. So the book we're going to be using is The Tarot, History, Symbolism, and Divination by Robert M. Place, just the way that I've used it in all the other readings so far. We're going to be referring to that as well. But yeah, we're going to be asking the Sun card, just like I've asked every single card up to this point, what it wants us to know about itself, how it wants us to read it, at least in the moment that I'm doing these readings, at least maybe in the moment that you're watching these readings, if you are connecting to these. Yeah, we're going to see. So if you enjoy this, definitely make sure to check out the other group, or not the other groups, the other videos. But I do recommend that you watch the other videos first, because usually there's a lot of referencing points to the past cards when I'm doing these readings. So with the Sun card, let's get into it. Let's see what the Sun card wants us to know. Oh, the Sun card. So the Sun card, what do you want us to know about yourself? We've got the Page of Pentacles, which is pages are children, and the childlike energy is very strong here for me, with the page coming out first and the Sun card being here. Of course, the Sun card represents this very childlike energy. So with the Page of Pentacles, I mean, the Sun represents all the things that can be seen out in the open as well, so that we can thoroughly observe everything that's in front of us. The Sun illuminates everything in its way, in a very bright sort of way, right? We've got some illumination coming through with the Star card. We had some illumination coming through with the Moon card. But the Sun card is the ultimate illumination. It's the ultimate spotlight on everything that needs to be seen. And the Page of Pentacles, to me, Page of Pentacles is someone who has just landed the pentacle. The pentacle has just landed in his hands. The page is only beginning to observe the pentacle. And so the Page of Pentacles is someone who really connects to the pentacle from a place of studying it, understanding it with the five senses, and taking his time with understanding what he's seeing, feeling, sensing, smelling, hearing, kind of thing around the pentacle. So with the Sun card, I think the Sun card wants us to know that a really important point around it is not just about, of course it is about the childlike energy. It's about this like really happy energy. It's very difficult to read the Sun card in any sort of negative way. I found myself, anytime the Sun card comes out, even in reverse, I get this feeling of just like, there is this sense of positivity. It kind of brings me back to the Star card. We also had that energy, just like, it's really hard to read it as anything but hopeful, exciting, and content. Joyful even. But with the Page of Pentacles being here, what this is also making me think of is the Sun card wants us to understand that it also wants to be read from a point of view of, now you can see everything very clearly. There's no blockages in terms of sight or foresight, even maybe. You're free to explore, navigate whatever situation you're doing the reading on. You're free to understand the full extent of the situation, and therefore you don't have to have any fear. You don't have to have any sort of worry. You can be joyful because everything is out in the open. Everything is out there. Everything is, even the things that once were scary are now in the open, ready for you to understand them. That's what I feel like the Sun card wants to convey here with this Page of Pentacles. The Sun card is trying to express to us I guess it is this childlike wonder as well. Like when you're a kid and you're exploring the world, you are just focusing on things that are in front of you, that are out there in the world for you to understand and comprehend. You're not thinking so much about the things that are in the shadows. You are not thinking about, oh, like what's in my subconscious and how do I understand why I do things, the things that I do. The sun represents that childlike wonder of like, well, let me just explore the things that I can understand. Let me explore the things that I do see right in front of me. The sun card kind of represents this feeling of, there's so many interesting things for me to observe. There's actually a much more observational energy to the sun card than I think we give it credit for. So observation is a really big part of the sun card that maybe, like, I definitely haven't had haven't made that connection in the past. But from these cards, like from the Page of Pentacles kind of clarifying the sun card for me here, it really does feel like observation is a really important part of the sun card, but it's not observation to problem solve. The Page of Pentacles, he's a student. He's not really a problem solver just yet, I suppose. It's all about learning from the perspective of observing and taking in information through the five senses. And so the sun card is saying, when it comes out in a reading, also something that I'm getting when the sun card comes out in a reading, it can be an indication for you to read the message in a less mysterious way. So if you are like reading for yourself, the sun card might come out to indicate like, hey, you can read this message in a way that is a little bit more straightforward, and it's not so scary and it's not so mysterious. Kind of like what you see is what you get. I think the sun card is actually very connected to that saying, what you see is what you get. Oh, what you see is what you get. What you feel is what you get. What you hear is what you get. That's the feeling that I'm getting with the sun card. And there is a certain level of joy in that, because when we can confirm that what we see is what we get, there's a sense of safety. There's a sense of like, okay, I know what to expect. I know what's going on. I know what's happening. We've got the Five of Cups, and it came out in reverse. I don't read reversals for these readings, but I kind of want to consider the fact that it came out in reverse. But the Five of Cups here. Okay, let me think. The Five of Cups. I suppose it does make me think of the whole idea of like the three cups are spilled, but the two cups are still standing. And what you see is what you get. What you see is what you get. This person is turned to the Three of Cups that are spilled. So what he's seeing is what he's getting in terms of like the emotion that involves. Oh man, I'm so disappointed that these three cups have spilled over and I don't have these three cups. But if he changes his perspective and if he turns around and looks at the other two cups that are still standing and they're still full, what he sees is what he gets. He would be looking at the two cups. Okay, I still have the two cups that are here, and my perspective is, so the sun card is really about perspective as well, but from a point of view of like, you also choose what you see, and so you choose what you get. This is kind of reminding me of the Wheel of Fortune, but of course there's like a different element to this. This is more of an energy of when you have clarity, when everything is illuminated for you, when everything is obvious to you, like when there's no hidden motives or no hidden meanings, it's very easy to be safe or feel safe in this energy. So this is actually also making me feel like I want to read the Five of Cups description in this book, because sometimes I feel the need to do that. So we're going to do that now. So Five of Cups. A man stands like a pillar in a black cloak. His head is low and dejected as he contemplates three spilled cups. Behind him are two more upright, but he ignores them. In the distance, a bridge leads over the water and to a castle. But the man is unable to take his path, or this path, because he's frozen in sorrow. Again, we may interpret the scene as one being presented in a play. This card represents loss of perspective, sorrow, and inaction. It cautions that we are focusing too strongly on loss or what is negative and not seeing what we have. So yeah, pretty much, what we kind of just talked about. But I feel like, again, perspective, the word perspective has come through again. So the Sun card is a lot more about perspective than we, I guess, realize sometimes. But I feel like when the Sun card comes out in a reading, it can be an invitation to the reader to read the message from a more optimistic and positive perspective. Again, kind of reminds me of the Star card. There is like that connection that I'm drawing here. So I want to get into the Sun passages that I have marked out. So let me just find the passages that I found, because I forgot to keep this. Okay, the Sun. Well, I suppose we read about the Sun in the Moon card because they are discussed as a pair in this book in certain places. Besides being part of celestial ladder leading to heaven, the moon and the sun are multi-veiled symbols of duality, and we must progress beyond duality to achieve oneness. Besides representing the feminine and masculine, they represent the opposites: wet and dry, passive and active, dark and light, and night and day. As the rulers of night and day, the moon and the sun are the ultimate timekeepers, and it is the goal of the mystic to conquer time. We read that in the moon part. So there's another part. Whether the pair is masculine or feminine, or mortal or immortal, they represent the joining of opposites. They are personification of the sun and the moon being joined. This is what alchemists call the greater conjunction. It is this unity beyond duality that will allow us to proceed to the next trump, judgment. Well, something that I'm getting with the sun, kind of in reference to the moon, is if the moon represents rest, right? What we were talking about, this sense of rest around the subconscious. The sun represents this uptaken energy where you finally take action, but you take it from a place of positivity, optimism, and you take it from a place of, okay, there's nothing to fear. I've rested. I have the energy. Okay, I gave space to my subconscious to understand, to figure things out. It's kind of like tomorrow is another day. This feeling of like, okay, I had a good night's sleep last night. I slept well. I had a good time with my subconscious, I guess. I slept. I absorbed the necessary rest that I needed. And now nothing can stop me. Now everything is illuminated. The sun has risen for me. And it is illuminating. Everything is clear for me. And even if I don't understand my subconscious completely, I know that I've rested enough. And I've given myself enough space to be idle in some sort of way, in my mind, in my subconscious, in order to progress with confidence. I mean, the sun literally is confidence. The sun rules Leo. Leo is like the ultimate confidence sign, right? So there's a sense of confidence that is really, really important with the sun, which I wouldn't expect any less, right? And actually what it says here, the Waite-Smith card retains the walled garden of the traditional Marseille card, but instead of the two nude youths, there is only one riding a horse and carrying a red victory banner. A red victory banner. There's a sense of like, victory is mine no matter what. Being confident in the fact that victory is going to be yours. Because everything is there for you to see. Everything is there for you to observe. You can turn your perspective to the things that you do know, to the things that you do understand, to the things that are obvious. I'm kind of getting this idea of like Captain Obvious with the sun. So the sun card might even be a little bit sassy in a reading where it comes out and it says like, this is very obvious and you should know that this is very obvious. I think the word obvious is very apt for the Sun card now that I'm doing this reading. I need to like really settle that into my brain for future readings. It's obvious. So the Sun card might indicate when it comes out in a reading, maybe if you're doing a certain question, and someone's asking a question where they're not sure about something, the Sun card might point to something that is very obvious. It's like this part of the reading is very obvious, and you should take it as almost like golden fact, like this golden fact. Facts are, even facts are changeable, because everything is always evolving. But the Sun card really indicates, like in this instance, this should be very obvious to you. So the human-faced sun casts 22 rays, one of which is at the top, and it's half obscured to make room for the Roman numeral. This may correspond to the 22 cards of the major arcana, which may also be thought of as rays emanating from one glowing truth. It's the glowing truth. It's the obvious truth. So the Sun card represents something that is just a very obvious truth. There's no way around it. There's no way to obscure it. Something is very, very obvious, and it's the golden truth. Let me have a look. What else did I... The earliest printings of this card include the word love, discreetly inscribed in small letters under Smith's signature. That's interesting. I mean, I don't see that there, but that's interesting. The signature has come through as well because the only tarot card that Smith did not sign was the Fool card, because she disagreed about the numbering, because she believed that the Fool card should have been card 1, but Waite wanted it to be card 0. So she refused to sign that card. And if you have the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, you can see it, because I was like, oh my God, I never even noticed that. So it's the only card in the deck that is not signed by her. And the Sun card is another card that has like an altering to the signature, even if it's not like the early print or only in the early prints. So that's interesting. There's an energetic significance to that as well, right? So I guess that also makes me think of like the only fact or truth of life is that life is like love, it's like very hippie idea of just like the only truth in life is love. That's what it makes me think. So the Sun card represents this when you can feel love, there's like no denying that you're feeling love or that you're experiencing love. Love is like the ultimate truth. There's this idea with the Sun card. The Sun card represents all things you can't deny. And that is great comfort, and that represents this idea of joy, because even if something you can't deny is bad, underneath it there is layers of love, or underneath all the layers there's just pure love. Interesting. The red feather, I was just talking about the Fool and I forgot about this. The red feather connects the child with the sun and with the Fool, who has the same feather. Yes, the Fool does have the same feather. So the Fool card and the Sun card to me are super connected. I mean, it makes sense. They both represent this childlike optimism. I guess as well with the Fool card, if the Fool card is the full, the first leap of faith towards taking a chance on life by a soul, right? Major Arcana is all about the journey of the soul. And the Fool is taking a leap of faith to take the journey of the soul. And the Fool is saying, I like my chances. Even if the world is full of war or disagreements and conflicts, and even if it's such a chaotic place, I still take the chance. I like my chances of having a really impactful and profound experience and journey. The sun represents that ultimate truth where you come to the conclusion like, yes, the journey was worth it. The Sun card is this immense appreciation of confidence and gratitude of taking the journey of life. I think gratitude is probably very connected with the Sun as well. So I want to pull more cards. I almost want to actually move these like this. We've got the Three of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles. I don't know why, but I'm feeling this need to surround the Sun card with cards almost like rays of sunshine. So like this is like the main body of the sun, and then these are going to be the rain of sunshine. The Sun card really, really wants us to be confident, even when the energy is quote unquote negative. Working towards confidence and positivity is a process. And the Sun card represents kind of like you being at the end of that process and finally attaining that confidence. And I'm hearing to return back to confidence, not to attain confidence. You're returning back to confidence because every child is born confident is what I'm getting. Every child is born confident. We are born confident. Because in order with the, similarly like with the Fool card, the soul is so confident to take on the journey of life no matter what happens. And the Sun card represents our reconnection with that confidence. We're returning to confidence. It's not that we're attaining confidence as we go through life. We are returning to confidence. And the Sun card represents that. The Sun card is the return to confidence. That's the way that I would put this. I wonder if a lot of Leo placements, people with a lot of Leo placements feel that energy, that they're constantly, not that they're constantly confident, but they're constantly returning to confidence. We've got the Queen of Wands, again, very strong Leo energy. It's a return to confidence. That's what the Sun card is. I feel like there's almost like very little that I can add to that in a certain way. I will. Don't you worry, I will. But I mean, the Two of Wands is like having the world at your fingertips, knowing that you can keep going. The Queen of Wands is a very confident character. But in order to return to confidence, you have to change your perspective and you have to observe what is at hand. What do I actually have at my fingertips? What do I actually have in terms of my resources, in terms of things that are available to me? Sorry. Wow, I knew the Ace of Cups was going to come out for this reading. I just had a feeling the Ace of Cups was going to come out for this reading. Because especially once I mentioned the love signature, or the love inscription under signature, I was like, the Ace of Cups probably will show up. I had confidence that the Ace of Cups was going to show up. And you know what? Like, that's the thing. I'm not even shocked. Like, if you watch some of my other major arcana readings, there's this sense of shock that I get sometimes when certain cards come out. And I'm like, what the fuck? But there, like here, I almost had this confidence that I wasn't even shocked that the Ace of Cups came out. Like, I'm not even shocked that it's here. It's like we're rising into love, and love is confidence. Confidence is love. And you know what? I think, like, from my perspective, and I'm not saying that everyone has to believe this, I think people with Leo placements have some of the biggest hearts. Like, they have such big hearts. I really enjoy Leo energy. I think Leo placements have some of the biggest hearts. like hearts of gold, quite literally, right? So I'm really picking up on that energy here. It's just this pure love. Heart of gold. So the Sun card can also, so if you're reading on a person, I suppose this can represent someone who has a heart of gold. That's another thing that I'm picking up on. Or the situation has a heart of gold in its full expression. And then we've got an energy of rest with the Four of Swords. It's like we can rest easy because once we return back to our confidence, once we return to that confident place, once we return to that heart of gold, loving place, a place of just pure love, we can finally rest and know that confidence is not something that is apart from us. Confidence and being confident in ourselves and knowing that we can keep going with optimism and knowing that things are always at our disposal and feeling this sense of joy that things are always there for us to utilize. We can rest because we know the next time we go through the hardship of the journey of life, we're always going to return to this place of gold, pure love, pure, again, like this naked baby on a horse. It's like, the sense of nakedness, I guess, because again, there's actually such a strong vulnerability with the Sun card, but it's like vulnerability from a place of joy that is coming through here. It's like it's safe for you to be vulnerable in a very joyful way. I feel like if the Sun card comes out in a reading, I'm definitely going to see that a little bit more. It's like you can be completely vulnerable in this situation. You can be completely open, like naked in front of this situation. This is a card of victory, achievement, and joy. It's like you've achieved. I feel like the ultimate, obviously we will have the Judgment card and the World card to do, but I feel like the Sun card is the ultimate card of like, I did it. But it's not like I did it from an egotistical point of view, even though the Sun card does represent ego. But I guess the Sun card is like the healthy ego. It's where the ego comes to a place of a certain sense of I didn't need to be scared. I didn't need to push people away. I didn't need to be afraid of my own vulnerability. It's that realization with the Sun card is what I'm feeling. And that's like, that's a really beautiful energy. It's the sense of ultimate content, energy, and fulfillment. And so the Sun card gives us that space to rest easy. To say, okay, I know what's happening. And I know that the next time I have to go through the journey of life, I will get to the sun. The sun will rise again. I will feel the sun on my face again. Things will become obvious again. I will become confident again. The Sun card is like the return to confidence. Is like that phrase, the return to confidence, is really coming through strongly with this reading. But I don't think there's anything else to say with this reading for me, to be honest. I feel like that's all I have. I think it's quite simple. It's quite to the point. It's obvious. So that's the reading that I got. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of this. I always get so much out of these readings. They're so fascinating to me. I always say this. And whoever you are that watches these readings, I really, really appreciate it. It just means so much to me that you do watch these readings. Please engage with this video if you can. I'd love for more people to see this and maybe give their own perspective, give their own ideas on these cards. Because it's really, really important to me. I don't know, this series has been like really, really profound and important to me. It means a lot to me. And if you do watch it, it just means a lot to me that you do. So thank you so much. I hope you have a great day and I will see you in my next video. Bye.